Hello, thanks for joining us again on the channel. Okay, yes, we've reviewed a lot of these. Too many probably, but trust me, this one stands out. It caught me off guard, in a good way. Before we get started, there's a special discount if you're interested. The link is in the description and also in the top comment. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Let's start by delving into the insights shared by our first reviewer.
This reviewer begins by acknowledging the difficulty in acquiring this printer, noting that high demand led to them paying a significant premium to get one in a reasonable time frame. It was a frustrating start to the experience, though our reviewer understands it's a market issue beyond the manufacturer's direct control. Despite that initial hurdle, this client is genuinely impressed with the print quality, especially for an inkjet device. It produces beautiful results on larger tabloid-sized sheets. As expected for photos with large areas of dark color to look their best, a heavier gloss or satin finish paper is necessary. The level of detail is commendable, and our reviewer has been particularly pleased when using it for intricate jobs like printing sewing patterns. It handles smaller, standard-sized jobs well, too. For creative projects like t-shirt transfers, the color application and clarity are perfectly adequate for a home user, though they might not meet professional standards. A major highlight is the incredible ink efficiency. This machine printed for months on the starter ink, even with a heavy workload of full bleed color prints. On the functional side, the scanner and fax capabilities have been issue-free in limited use, and setting up Wi-Fi and remote printing was simple. The user interface can be a bit tricky if you need to deviate from standard settings, but it's just a matter of learning the system. However, the biggest drawback is the performance. This printer is loud and astonishingly slow. Our reviewer was stunned by how long it takes to print a single black and white text document. They recount one instance where an 11-page file, mostly text with some color graphics, took over 2 hours to complete. In short, it does a wonderful job of printing, but it certainly does it on its own schedule.
Now, let's hear directly from our first reviewer about their experience.
This reviewer found the initial setup of this printer to be surprisingly straightforward. Getting it on the home network was a breeze, as the wireless connection practically configured itself without any fuss. A major draw for this client was the machine's ability to handle larger format paper, a feature that opens up a lot of creative possibilities. However, actually getting it to work with the bigger pages presented a bit of a learning curve. The instructions included in the box were quite basic, really only covering the initial unboxing and power-on steps. To understand the specific settings needed for large format jobs, our reviewer had to turn to online videos for guidance, which proved to be a helpful resource. The most time-consuming part of the entire initial process was filling the ink tanks for the first time and waiting for the system to prime itself. Fortunately, subsequent refills have been a much quicker affair. For day-to-day tasks, this machine performs beautifully. Loading standard paper into the tray is simple, and it prints regular documents quickly, with text that is both clear and precise. Our reviewer was also quite impressed with the user interface, noting that the touchscreen is responsive and the on-screen prompts are easy to follow. While the primary focus has been on printing, this client acknowledges they have not yet had a chance to test the scanning or copying functions, and has no plans to use the fax feature. They did appreciate that the manufacturer provides a link to a comprehensive online user guide, and that a community of users has created numerous helpful tutorials. All in all, the initial experience has been overwhelmingly positive, and our reviewer is very happy with their new device so far.
Wonderful. Now, let's explore the feedback from our next reviewer.
This reviewer seems really impressed with this printer. The biggest selling point, apparently, is the move away from traditional cartridges. Our reviewer is thrilled about the bulk ink system, noting that even when opting for the brand's own ink, the price isn't outrageous. This client contrasts this favorably with another well-known brand, highlighting their frustrations with the high cost of ink and the lengths that company goes to ensure customers purchase only their brand's excessively priced cartridges. Even using generic ink, which is considerably cheaper, doesn't seem to alleviate the cost issues, according to the review. The reviewer details past struggles with refilling cartridges from this other brand, encountering error messages and compatibility issues even when using brand-name products. They express hope that consumers will eventually reject what they perceive as a price-gouging scheme, potentially impacting the other brand's sales. They feel it's almost like stealing from customers. The reviewer mentions a past bill intended to allow generic cartridges, but implies it hasn't been entirely effective. Overall, the bulk ink system on this printer appears to be the primary reason for the positive experience, offering a welcome alternative to the traditional cartridge model.
That's all for now. If you found this useful, hit like and subscribe. Let's talk in the comments. See you in the next video.